Hi everybody, and welcome back to the studio. Today it's a little bit windy and we're going to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, I don't have a canvas prepared. This is in fact a skateboard, and what I did to prepare it is I removed the trucks and I just sanded down the finish that the skateboard already came with. And we're going to paint this guy. So we're just going to start off with a tiny little bit of phthalo blue. Just tap it into the bristles, and we're going to just start off and just really loosely kind of do the X stroke. Not everywhere, I want it kind of loose, because we're going to turn some of that into clouds later. And to prepare the skateboard, I should say, all I did is just add the smallest amount of liquid white to it. Now this is just some phthalo blue and green. I'm going to add some water to the skateboard. Starting from the side, pulling. And you might be wondering why I'm painting a skateboard today. I recently moved. We moved the studio and we're uphill, and I thought having a skateboard would be a really nice way to get around from up here where we're at now. This is just a little bit of alizarin crimson. Just a little bit. A few little spots here. Just did change the color in a few spots. Just a little crimson, just to warm up the sky in a few little spots where maybe it's a little bit colder. And with a clean brush, I'm just going to blend everything together, starting with that sky. Making sure I don't track too much paint into those white spots that I made. Those are going to be really nice for me. And then water straight across. So far, this is looking like a really cool skateboard. Next, I'm going to go into a little liquid white, just a little bit to thin my paint, and I'm going to go into just a little bit of the titanium white. I'm just going to do some little circle-y guys right where some of those spaces were that we made, and that's going to make some nice clouds on our skateboard. I imagine that by the time I'm done, I might possibly be the only foreigner in Japan with an oil painting on the bottom of their skateboard. Let's push that up. Wherever you think that they're going to belong. And then I'm going to do the bottom of those clouds. Just take the white, go through the phthalo blue, and the alizarin crimson, just to make it kind of like a light pink blue kind of color. Just on the bottoms of those clouds. Something really pretty. These are the shadows. You'll notice that I actually left the edges of the skateboard, I covered them up with electrical tape. That's because when you're stopping on a skateboard, you're going to use that part of the skateboard for braking. So I don't want it to damage or destroy the painting that we're doing. And I think that the finish on this particular skateboard was really, really nice. So I think to be able to see some of the natural wood come through is also going to be really pretty. This is just a fan brush I'm just using it to blend those clouds together, the shadow color and the highlight color. Just blend them together so it's soft. Sort of blend them together, just like that. Pick those clouds up just a little bit. About a nice place you'd like to go in the afterlife when you're doing your clouds, and I think that they'll be about fantastic. Barely touching. Barely touching to blend them on. And then maybe just while I have that brush, a few nice. There. That's the SkateboardScape for me. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some mountains here. So we're going to grab we're going to take the palette brush and we're just going to grab all the dark colors that we have. Phthalo blue, Prussian blue, black, brown, alizarin crimson. And we're just going to mix that together and take it, pull it down flat like this, then cut off a tiny little bit of paint. It'll be like that. And tiny is really important here because the skateboard, as far as canvas size goes, is quite small. We don't want to go too big. And we're just going to add just the rough shape. The only thing that matters here is really going to be the outside edge of the mountain. Everything that's below that outer edge of the mountain doesn't really matter all that much. And it just goes into the water like that. Maybe over here, I'm going to add a little bit of white to that color. Just adding a little bit of white, we're going to get a really far away mountain. And keep in mind, the skateboard trucks are going to be visible, so make sure you keep that in mind as you're sort of constructing your mountain. We have a light mountain and a dark mountain. Okay. Now, we're going to scrape off all this extra paint that we don't need. It's going to make the next layer easier to stick, and that's really important when you're painting on any kind of hardwood. Canvas, like the canvas we usually use, is really good for grabbing on to paint. Wood, not so much, because it doesn't have any texture, which is why when you prepare your skateboard for this, it's going to be really important that you just leave the paint on rough. You don't want to have a smooth finish, you want a rough finish. And then with just a brush, I'm just going to start pulling. I'm going to start with the one that's furthest away. Pull the paint in the direction that you think the mountain sort of flows. And you can lay out everything there is to know about this mountain. This one goes like that. And then you get into the water. And this one down here, he's gonna cross in front. There, maybe if we're in our boat, we have to go around both mountains to get to the ocean. To get to the skateboard part. This is really where you lay out the shape of your mountain. Something like that. Now, I'm going to start highlighting. I'm going to highlight the one that's furthest away first. So make sure the knife is clean because I want this one to be pretty much just white. Pull the white. And just really gentle is the most important thing. I keep saying. It's not going to be very much detail or anything on this. Especially this one. This one's super far away. You're not going to see a whole lot of anything. Just really sort of far away. A lot of people think details are important, and details really are important sometimes, but they're not the be-all. A little bit darker color. Those shape in some darker spots. Something like that. I like that now. Clean brush. We're just going to start tapping bottom of this mountain. Clean brush. Just sort of fuse the light. Alright, and for this big guy over here, I think I'm just going to take a little bit of the crimson, mix a little bit of it into that white, so I come up with something kind of pink, and light, cool looking. Take it, pull it down straight, just start highlighting. Awkward to get into. Just where you think the mountain's going to get good light. And mountains are really just big rocks, and they come in all shapes and sizes. So there's no way you can possibly do anything wrong with your mountain at all. For my highlight color, I'm just going to take some, well, maybe just almost close to pure phthalo blue and white. little ridges here. One, a few places. Here's gonna get lost. Just anywhere that you feel the mountains require some highlight. You can always make a few changes if you want to. Maybe this mountain has a change in its shape over here and it gets lighter. Goes up. You're always free to change your mind. Alright, that's basically a mountain. Take the clean brush, beat off any of the excess. Pick up just get rid of all those brush strokes. Now we're just going to add in some foothills in the back. That's just going to be phthalo blue and white. And a little look at the sap green maybe. Just sort of start anywhere really and just start to tap them in. Maybe a few over here too. Just tap a little bit lighter on this one. It's further away, so we don't want to do too much of that. This one, just pull it into the water, just like that. Clean brush. Lots of clean brushes. Whenever I'm painting, I have lots of brushes going. So I don't have to do too much. Just pull it. Like that. And next time we're going to go over here, it's going to be much more green. And sap green, and blue, and then just pull down. With a palette knife, we're just going to get a little liquid white, run it through some white on the canvas, and just a little bit more liquid white. wood white. We're just gonna come in. And then water. And the same thing over here. Just where the reflections are supposed to be. I think one of the challenges that the skateboard offers is it doesn't really fit in an easel, so it's hard to access some skateboard. But that's okay. Let's go into that same mountain color we had with a dirty green brush and some side green. And just start laying in some land over here, and maybe tree, and some bushes. And let's do maybe the same thing over here. The general movement is sort of the path going up. And start from the bottom looking up. I think that's pretty good. Something. Into the liner brush with the white, and some burnt umber, some Van Dyke brown. Sort of mix it loosely together, and then just gonna add tree limbs in here. Keep it thin. You can always add some brush cleaner. Let some of them poke out with the tree. Same thing over here. Maybe some little things down here. Closer to the water, you sometimes see things growing. And then to add highlight to that tree. So I think we're pretty much done with all our dark colors. So the easiest way to get a highlight color is just use the dark one, go into some green, or go into some yellow, and the blues and the blacks that you have on your brush, they're gonna make your highlight color. And start highlighting the tree. If you need to thin it, you can thin it a little bit. But most of the time, cadmium yellows, they already tend to come pretty loose. So there's not an overly great big need to thin your cadmium yellows. If you find a spot's maybe too bright, just tap it a little bit more. get the other side of the painting. Think about the shape and form of the tree. So like, you know, you don't want to kill any of these super dark spots that you like. Sometimes change the color type of this. You don't want to get rid of all the dark spots, because you worked really hard to give your tree, you know, a lot of depth. It'd be a shame if you were to lose that somehow. And then just a bit more. It's hard to access down here. Here I'll just turn it into soft grass. By tapping, and then it'll get darker. Down here too. Alright, we're basically almost done. Only thing left to do is to add a few little detail trees, and then we're good to go. So we're going to go into some brush cleaner, go into the darks, maybe especially into that Prussian blue. It's pretty. I'm going to lean heavy into that Prussian blue. This is just sort of going to make your forested area just look a little bit more forested. Didn't put any evergreens in there. Prussian blue, little sap green, little evergreens in really small hand brushes. Because there's always going to be little evergreen trees. These two paintings. Right on, it looks nice. Good, my friend. Alright. With that, I think we're basically just about ready to sign this one. When you finish the painting, what you need to do after, and I'm not going to do this on camera, but what you need to do is you need to get the trucks back on your painting as soon as possible so that they fit properly and so that your skateboard is safe. If you wait too long, the oil paint will set up hard and you'll have a really hard time getting your skateboard to work properly and safely. So if you're going to do this project, and I think you should, I think everybody should try something fun. Get your trucks back on as soon as you finish. Alright guys, that's everything for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys have fun painting your skateboards, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.